Holy One of Israel. So everybody on the earth is going to have to worship the Lord of it, the God of Israel. I don't remember when that happened. That hasn't happened yet. Because he hath glorified thee. So he's glorifying, so he's the Holy One of Israel. So now we understand is thy son.
Father God, come on, Queen, come to the microphone. Right? I ain't got no time for these camps trying to rule me and just do a whole bunch of reading to me. I ain't open them scriptures like that, not from y'all. Come on, Queen, come to the microphone.
Verse 10, I was almost done, sir.
No, I'm done. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm done with that right there. If you can't prove it through a couple of scriptures, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna do y'all like the camps do. We doing over here. Cut you off when they want to cut you off. Come on, Queen, you got the mic.
Hey, shalom, most high blessed to you, Berean. How you doing today?
Good, sis. I'm walking away. I'll be right back. I can hear you though.
Okay. All right, my good friend Garfield's here. Hey, Garfield, what's going on today?
I'm good. What's popping?
All right, so I see you up here talking about you're talking about how people don't know anything, but I guess you know. We all need to listen to you. Who died and gave you the authority to tell somebody what's true and what's not? It looks like you believe in the out of Africa theory. Is that what you're quoting?
Are you want me to respond, or you want me to wait until you finish?
I'm asking you a question. You're quoting the out of Africa theory? Is that correct?
I subscribe to the out of Africa theory 100%. I subscribe that. Who made me an authority? I never said I was an authority, unless you want to make me one. And the next thing is, actually the topic is people say they're Israelites based off of. I am saying it's hogwash, it's foolishness. Y'all front. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all front.
So when you say that so you're talking about, Black people as a whole, that we're not the Israelites. Do you believe the Israelites actually exist, that they actually were a group of people?
Israelites.
Historically speaking?
Historically speaking, yeah, there were some people called it Israelites. There was a nationality that was destroyed in the 700s.
The 700s. So so biblically speaking, you don't, but like with the Jews that are within the land of Israel, you don't consider them to be the Israelites?
As far as what? As far as attached to the Israelites of the biblical text from 700 BC?
I'm talking, just speaking in general about the Bible. We're speaking historically as well as biblically.
Well, historically speaking, I mean, the people today can call themselves Jews because it's all about a conversion process. If you go back to 200 BC, you could see that there's a conversion process of people practicing a religion, and that religion became turned into rabbinical Judaism, then the split with Karaite Judaism, and then you see people descending from that. There are people actually could literally trace themselves back to that tradition.
All right. So does that give any validation to the Bible? Well, pretty much.
As far as the Bible people is concerned, there was an admixture in the land because the majority of the people that lived in the land stayed in the land. So when you look at the DNA of the Canaanites who are actually, the scholars consider the Canaanites to be who the Israelites stemmed out of, you see that their genetic markers are 50% of the Arabs and 50% of the Jews that live in the land carry this genetic marker. So they are connected to the ancient people, if you want to be technical.
Well, yes, they are they are indeed Canaanites. That's who they are. But the Canaanites have absolutely nothing to do with the Israelites. They're Canaanites. And the Bible actually provides history to define that they are the Canaanites, because we know in the book of Jubilees that the Canaanites came in and actually took the land that was supposed to be inhabited by the children of Israel. Now,
let me respond to that real quickly. Hold
on. Let me.
You made a point. Let me respond to that point real quickly. What you just said is hogwash. The Canaanites are the Israelites according to academia, according to Bible belief, according to everything. And how we know that is, we could look at the story of Ephraim in the Bible and Manasseh, and you'll see that the story of Ephraim told in First Chronicles 7:21 talks about how Ephraim's children died, and he went down and actually was mourning at the time. He couldn't have been in Ephraim and he couldn't have been in the Exodus at the same time. He couldn't have been traveling in Egypt at the same time if he came down, because based on what he's doing in First Chronicles, his daughter, his granddaughter, who he had another daughter, helped to build the culture of where Ephraim is and the towns according to the biblical text. It actually admits that they are Canaanites. So we could use the biblical text and prove that these people are Canaanites. And how we prove it? We look at both stories and traditions. Ephraim, if you look at Genesis 46 verses 26 in the Septuagint, it talks about Ephraim having children and grandchildren when he was at least 5 years old. That's actually impossible. So you see someone is adding a tradition to create Manasseh and Ephraim in the Exodus tradition when they technically weren't. So Ephraim was born in the Canaan and raised his children's children were raised in Canaan. So his whole tribe was in Canaan, and I could show it for all 12 tribes. So the Bible is telling us two traditions. One, when they grew up in Canaan, and the other one is when they went and go up into the 75 or 70 people went into Egypt.
Okay, but let me chime in here, because the thing is, you know, I'm born here in America, right? Does that change who I am?
So,
but does that, you talking about these people being born in a different land, it doesn't stop who they are because they were born in that land. Now, I don't want to make this about the Bible. We're going to make this about evolution right now. Let's go there. So you're saying that there is no history.
No,
We're gonna go your way.
Talking about proving that you're
no. I'm trying, Berean.
I'm not an expert on evolution.
You tell us that what we believe is
the whole storyline. We talking about it's your quick
don't be scared to run away from me, Garfield. Don't be scared, little kitty cat. Don't be scared of me. Let's talk about it.
I'm not
so
saying
you
I'm not
believe,
anything.
Are you going to let me talk? Are you going to let me talk?
You're trying to change the conversation.
No, I'm not. I'm getting ready to drag this into
I don't care about evolution. I don't care about evolution.
You are an agnostic, correct? You don't believe in a God. You don't believe a God exists.
Nope. I never said I don't believe a God exists. In fact, I'm an agnostic. But the point of the matter is, it's not even about me. It's about you going around lying to black folks that you're an Israelite. So you can't prove it, shows and prove how fake you are. You want about being evolution. Don't tell me about evolution. Tell me about you being an Israelite.
Well, wait a minute. She's trying to go
show and prove you're an Israelite.
Thank you. Thank you, Berean. Please allow me.
Let her talk.
She faked the funk.
No, I'm not. Because you're telling everybody.
I want to talk about evolution. What does evolution have to do with the topic?
It has, because you keep bringing it up. You keep bringing out the out of Africa theory. Where does that stem from?
Man.
Where does the out of Africa theory come from? It doesn't come from the Bible.
You want to talk about
Berean, can you please allow me to speak? He doesn't know where I'm headed. He doesn't know where I'm headed.
Let her talk, Garfield. Let her talk. See where it's going.
Thank you. My gosh. So he believes in the out of Africa theory. The out of Africa theory states that black people only stem from out of Africa. Where do we get this from? We get this from evolution. This whole thing says that everybody came from apes and monkeys, and then they evolved and turned into human beings. Long, far away land. They all came from inanimate objects and spawned and was able to create life, right? Out of nothing, from a primordial ooze, this soup, and life spawned. This is what Garfield is wanting us to believe. He doesn't want us to believe that there is actually a deity of high power, of high value that created us. Now, he wants to get up here and talk about the out of Africa theory as if black people were not in Israel, within the Mesopotamian region. So my thing is this. He gets up here and he says all of this. He tells us that he says that we have no history. But when everybody on the planet Earth were originally of melanated complexion, right? Are you familiar with the Cheddar Man, Garfield?
Garfield, black blue-eyed guy, she talking to you. Y'all can type of one. Y'all can hear me?
I'm hearing you. I'm waiting on Garfield to respond to me with the Cheddar Man.
Oh, I thought my mic was unmuted. My bad. Yes, I've heard of the Cheddar Man.
All right. So the Cheddar Man is actually supposed to be the genetic descendant. Is where Europeans are supposed to have come from, is the Cheddar man. The Cheddar man is said to have been dark complected, melanated complected, as if he was black. Right, Garfield? Right, Garfield?
But what is your point, though?
My point is this. Everybody on the planet was black. That's my point.
Your point
This is genetically, scientifically, hold on, this is genetically, scientifically proven here. This is not word of mouth. This is not, hold on, this is not religious. This is not anything of belief. This does not require belief. This is a fact, right? So if everybody on the planet originally was black, then why wouldn't the children of Israel be black? If we want to go through the scientific perspective.
Wow. Are you finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Just to listen to her talk, you realize how silly and stupid she sounds. The point is, you're talking about species, or you're talking about humans, you're talking about out of Africa theory, where species come from. What are you talking about? Let me finish. Hey, I made you talk. I mean, listen, you sound really stupid right now. Real stupid. I thought you was going to come with some knowledge. You sounded ridiculous. And anybody who took a biology class or a scientific class would know she has no idea what you're talking about. So this is why you run from proving you're an Israelite to talk about evolution. Let me just say this. There's a lot of Christians who believe that the Roman Catholic Church and other Protestants who actually accept evolutionary science. So this is not a Garfield thing. I'm not an expert in it, so I don't talk about it. But the truth of the matter is, if you're saying that the out of Africa theory is wrong and that's the basis of evolution, no, it's not. The issue with out of Africa, they're just saying that the oldest human bones or fossils have been found in Africa, which is a fact. Now, as far as skin tone, you can't predict skin tone for human beings, saying, oh, of course, so the Israelites are black. No, nobody's saying whether they're black, white, red, or yellow. We're saying that they could be any skin tone. Because skin tone and your phenotype can vary depending on the area where you live, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, depending on the region that you're born and everything. So for you, hold on, Garfield. Because you're. No, I'm not holding on.
Hold on.
I have to hold on when you're talking. You hold on.
I don't mind, but I don't want people. I want you to elaborate a little bit more.
No, sis.
You said something about the bones in Africa.
No, sis. I allowed you to speak I didn't allow you to speak because this is Berean show. You spoke and I never interrupted. I muted my mic. All right. And when you asked me a question, I came off mic. Now, this is what the problem is. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the first thing. The second thing is the color of Israelites is a hot topic and it gets to people's emotions. Garfield has never said Israelites were black, white, red, or yellow. In fact, race is a social construct in the last 200-300 years. We shouldn't even be using race to talk about people from the past. That's being anachronistic. It's not being smart. We don't know what the people look like. We assume because we call ourselves black that they are black. But these people had different skin tones and different phenotypes. We can't do that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna yield the mic because that whole conversation was a total commercial break. I still want to know how our
I'm sorry, hold on a minute. 2 questions came in for Queen. What was Cheddar Man's haplogroup? Are his modern descendants still black? Or are they what we would call Caucasians today? 1. And 2, what's this upcoming live about somebody else asked that just sent us? We have been infiltrated. Wake up, Black America. What is this about right here? Those are 2 questions for Queen. Go ahead, Garfield, then we'll give the Queen. Why is he laughing? Oh, I hate that laugh. Let her continue, Christopher Law Officer. Go ahead, Queen, you got the mic. Y'all hear me? Type of one if y'all hear me.
I hear you loud and clear, bro.
Maybe she's talking and she don't know she muted.
All right. So his question was what was Cheddar Man's haplogroup? Are his modern descendants still black? No, they are not still black. The Cheddar Man is actually the Europeans' descendant.
The earliest, okay, not that, okay, she gone somewhere. The earliest European.
Yes, that's who they descend from, and you guys can do a quick Google search.
No, Moore already know that. He wanted to see if you knew that.
Well, that's why I know that. That's why I mentioned it to Garfield, because Garfield keeps mentioning the out of Africa theory. So the thing is, the reason why he keeps limiting Black people to Africa is based off of these people's teaching. Now he says what I said was the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard. Well, if you're going to teach the out of Africa theory, then you need to teach all of it. You can't just eat eat the meat and just spit out what you want to spit out. Eat the meat.
But you believe the Bible, right?
You know what, Berean? Maybe I misunderstand your statement. Queen Naphtali, what is the purpose of bringing up Cheddar Man? Can you explain to me why? And what year was Cheddar Man? And what year was Cheddar Man?
That's a fair question.
Maybe I misunderstood her. Maybe I jumped the gun.
And because my next question was when white folk come on the scene, because she said about something about the Israelites and being Black back then. When white folk come on the scene in the 17, 15, 17 BCE, 19, 13, 14, or less than that.
Well, let me say this. I see you guys found my somebody sent that to you, and shout out to those of you that sent that. You got to wait to see what that is. That's going to be a good one, and you don't want to miss that. But the haplogroup is U5B1 for those out there that wants to know. Now, the thing is this. I do believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible in its entirety. I do not believe in the old or believe in the new. I believe in the whole Bible. Okay, and I'm a firm believer in the Bible. Now, I'm also very strong and knowledgeable when it comes to evolution and science. That's my thing, is I go up against these people that want to come up here and teach and say that the Bible is false, but then want to tell you what is real. Now, Garfield says that he's an agnostic. So my thing is that what he wants to teach on is tell you that you're not an Israelite. Well, Garfield doesn't even know who his God is. He doesn't even know who to even believe in. So he needs to start to figure out that before he can start telling somebody who they are when he doesn't even know where he descends from, or to tell you where you descend from. He says he doesn't believe in evolution. Then where do people come from then, Garfield? Why is it so hard for you to know if you can't tell me where people come from, then how are you going to tell me who's an Israelite? I mean, come on. Right. Let's not do that. And also, hold on. Interrupt you. You told me not to interrupt you. Do not interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me. The thing is, Cheddar Man is where Europeans descend from. He has a
Whoa. What year was Cheddar Man?
Because some people say white folk was already here.
What year was Cheddar Man? She don't know what she's talking about. How you don't know what you're talking about?
Hold on. Secularly speaking, they say 10,000 years. Secularly speaking. Now, you saying whoa? We still trying to figure out how did people get here. I'm talking about where Europeans come from. I want you to tell me where did people come from, Garfield. I'll wait.
Okay. And by the way, just to show you, she don't know what she's talking about. When you talk about the out of Africa theory, right? We're talking about probably around 60,000 years ago or more, right? Now, this is beyond the biblical timeline. So if you're saying you're talking about Cheddar Man, that means if we're saying Cheddar Man is where white folks come from, or Europeans, as she says, there's no Europe back then, but the area that's called Europe, the people who came out of Africa actually went into Europe. They're the first people as humans, Homo sapiens, that went into Europe. So I don't understand, what is she teaching? Is she teaching evolution, or she's just trying to mix Bible with science? Because if you're teaching about evolution, or I'm not sorry, evolution out of Africa, because evolution has to do with something about a single cell, and from that single cell and whatever. I don't study it. I don't care for it. I don't care. I don't care for evolution. I'm here right now. I'm talking about my life right now. As far as where I come from, I know I come from the Igbo and I come from the Akan. And I know what Bible, what God they believe in. I know what their personhood, what laws they live by. I know who I am. Same like any person who is an African American, who you descend from, do a simple DNA test and it will diagnose exactly what you have in your system.
You know what?
Let me finish.
Let me say this to you.
No, you ain't gonna do that. No, look, you ain't gonna do that. So when she says Cheddar Man is where they come from, Cheddar Man, do you know where Cheddar Man was found? What are you talking about? Nobody, yo, listen, Cheddar Man is not the father.
He was found in Europe.
Hold on. Listen, no. Listen. I noticed the men, Israelite men, the claimants, the identity thieves who claim that they're Israelites, like to interrupt people. You are doing the same thing, and you're saying, Garfield, to shut up. You didn't say shut up, but to keep quiet. And I muted myself so I won't interrupt you. I suggest you do the same, because you obviously don't have no discipline. They say when you throw a stone in a pig's pen, the one that squeal get licked. You said that Cheddar Man is the origins of Europeans. You know, I got to go make a video about you now, because you like to brag that this is your field. I don't deal with science like that. I don't study evolution. I don't do nothing. I don't do none of that. What I tell people is, whoever you are, take a simple DNA test and trace your roots and go back to who you are. That's all I tell people. As far as who I am, I know I'm attached to the Igbo, the mostly, and I'm attached to the Akan, because culturally that was all over Jamaica, and that's where they went. The Nanny of the Maroons, that's a part of my culture. So I know who I am. I have no qualms about who I am. I don't know who you are because I haven't seen your DNA test. I don't know what type of culture you grew up in. I don't know who you are. So I can't say that. But I know for a fact you're not an Israelite. I know that for a fact. And you know,
for a fact she's not an Israelite?
Because you know why I know? Because she rather talk about evolution than who she is. That told me a lot.
But they got to do something.
Because you know what, Berean?
Garfield, you're saying, Garfield, you coming in here saying nobody under the sound of your voice is a bloodline Israelite. So she coming in here, she want to talk about Cheddar Man and your beliefs on the Bible, because she's saying if you don't know who these people are, who's Cheddar Man, the first black person to be in Europe with blue eyes?
Yo,
who's Cheddar Man? So, let me say this, because he said he's gonna make a video.
To respond to your question.
What did they say? The Israelites do like cutting you off and like doing all the talking. When they don't want you to get to something. She got to explain that video. She got to explain that thing coming up that my man just sent, what she got coming up in 38 days, that live, and who that Cheddar Man is. And what other question you had for her?
I just want to know what time period.
Why you know she ain't an Israelite, Garfield?
Because she not. If she was, she would have come on here and said, "This is my Israelite. This proves I'm an Israelite."
And you notice nobody doing that.
Nobody coming out here. All they do is
say it's by faith. Pastor Devil said it was by faith. Y'all wilding out right now. Y'all are wilding out. I gotta be honest.
And by the way, too, I don't want nobody. Sometimes when you talk to a female,
Moore got a question for
you come out strong. It's like I actually love Sister Naphtali. I love how she operates. I love how
she make it sound like infiltrators might be us.
Sure, she
what
said
you're talking about? She didn't make that infiltrators might
I'm
be
an infiltrator because I'm not an FBA, but she put Unc on there, so I feel comfortable a little bit because he teaches evolution. You see, this is what happened when you have.
But what I'm doing up on there, why Berean TV up on there? How we putting everything on the table
and mocking you with them fake orange glasses?
Except these the folk that except the handler center.
Yep.
Except the handler.
Can I speak?
Y'all don't want open conversation. The handler's going to say, yo, we Israel, this is it. Instead of
you could come at me, but leave Berean out of it. I don't know how Berean is on the flyer. That's what's crazy.
You see that, boy.
I gotta look at her with a side eye, yo. I gotta look at her with a side eye now. Because about me. I don't care less.
Come on, Moore. You had a question for Queen?
Oh, yeah, Moore's on. I'll do it.
I don't see him. I just see he was in there.
Yeah, Berean, because the whole standpoint, wasn't it said earlier, believe the Bible? And Bruce came on and said Judah was sent on them slave ships.
Come on.
So in the Caribbean, wouldn't it be Israelites?
Yep.
Unless it was all Judah on them slave ships.
Yep, 50% of the Igbos came to Jamaica. 1.2 million came.
Okay, so let me get in here really quick because Garfield said he's about to make a video on me about how I said something incorrectly, and I haven't said anything incorrectly. Let me make.
Hold on. They want you to answer a question or two. They want you to answer a couple of questions. Go ahead, Dunes. You had something for her, or you were just saying this? You had something.
Well, no, that's the whole. Because just clarity.
Ask her straight so she can answer straight.
Yeah, was it all Israelites on them slave ships? And did those slave ships go to the Caribbean? That's it. Were it all Israelites on them slave ships? Did those slave ships go to the Caribbean?
What's good, dispensational Tim? Go ahead, Queen. That's for you specifically. Right, Dunamis?
So the name of my channel, hold on. The name of my channel is African Diaspora United in Christ. So my thing is I talk about the whole diaspora of African people, African descendants. Okay. Say that we are the true Israelites, right? We're all united within Christ. Now that video is just a joke. It's supposed to be funny. We're going to have some fun. You guys should all tune in. And I'm just going to talk about, how you all don't want to be, well, one of them don't even know where he descends from. He doesn't know if he's anything. All he knows is that we're not Israelites. That's all he knows. I'm talking about Garfield. Then we have some of you that believes that we're Christians, but we're not Israelites. And that's what it's about. It's just a joke. It's just fun. Now, I want to
hold on, sis. But didn't during the Maccabees they changed the images? So why are you putting these white images on black men? Isn't that what Esau did?
Daggers. It show you their heart, baby. They show you their heart.
Part of the Gangster Squad.
And plus, she's speaking for Caribbean people. She's not from the Caribbean. So why is it Garfield can't speak for African Americans?
You know what? He's talking to me. He wasn't talking to me last time. He didn't say anything. He wasn't even a dagger. I don't even know.
They're Israelites, but Garfield can't speak to African Americans.
Wow. All right. Thank you, wow. Garfield. Thank you. He didn't say anything. Garfield doesn't say anything.
No, come on. Do you even know Garfield? Garfield, let them talk. Go ahead.
Exactly. Thank you, Garfield, for being quiet and understanding when you need to stay in your place. But you asked me a question. Who are you? Do you have a channel?
No, I don't really have a channel.
You don't have a channel? Okay. No. Okay, so you're asking me questions about what again?
Just how we talk about images come up a lot of time with these talks.
Mm-hmm.
Maccabees, they talk about the images changing. They'll talk about Esau changing the images, image of Christ, all that kind of stuff. So how do you feel comfortable putting white images on black men, on Israelites?
Okay, the thing about this is that when people like you come up, you can ask questions, but I can't ask you any questions because I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know if you believe in the Bible. I don't know where you say, are you an atheist? Are you agnostic? Do you believe you're an Israelite? Do you believe in the Bible to even have this conversation? So can you answer some of these of my questions?
Yeah, I can answer your question.
I'm not familiar with you at all. I don't know who you are.
You have a sample on here, and that's used for what blackface and whatnot, right?
What's used for blackface?
It's offensive to, but it's about you talking the diaspora. But you're okay to tear down black men, put white faces on them, have a sambo dancing and all that kind of stuff, saying FBA, but you want to talk about the diaspora.
If you don't like it, don't subscribe and don't watch. That's what you can do. It's okay. You don't have to like it.
You want to walk with the white man. You want to tear down
black. Well, I don't walk with the white man. I teach that the white men are the Canaanites.
Okay.
So that's okay.
Let's go some black
I teach that the white men are Canaanites, that they actually are they're actually the true Ham, the true children of Ham, and black people are the true children of Shem. We are the true children of Shem. We're the Israelites.
Let's put on some racist.
Okay, we don't have to do that. Now let me get back to where I was. Thank you, sir. What you're saying is nothing. So I mentioned that Cheddar Man. He is actually the Cheddar Man was discovered in 1903. Hold on. They said he lived around 9,000 years ago. They said that he had dark skin, blue eyes, and they said he had dark skin and blue eyes. Okay, he was around 9,000 years. They said that he is the almost oldest complete skeleton of Homo sapiens, and it's currently is Britain's. Okay, so you guys was wondering where Cheddar Man came from. He came from Britain. Okay, that's where they're saying that he has the oldest complete. Hold on, excuse me. He has the oldest, almost complete skeleton of a Homo sapien, right? So what they're saying is the oldest. They have skeletons that are over 9,000 years old of dark melanated people descending in Europe 9,000 years ago. So I use this as an example to showcase to Garfield that Black people were not just in Africa. They were everywhere. They were in Europe. So stop
And here
saying
was,
black
I'm
people.
sorry.
Excuse me. I was just Berean talking. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you out, Berean. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, because all right, I gotta step away. But from right after, now we getting somewhere. From right after Queen finished this, nobody talking but Orthodox Moor.
And
As
Brie,
soon
can I
as
say
she
real quick?
finished, and you let it go, no. And Queen, as soon as you finish, just say I'm done, or you land your plane, and Orthodox Moor gonna pick it up from here. We getting ready to get. Let me get. Alton better start recording right now. This live gonna come down. Go ahead. I mute myself. Go ahead, Queen. You got it.
Yeah, so the thing is, guys, Garfield gets up here and he says that black people only are in Africa. We only descend out of Africa. So my thing is I came on here to tell him that, hey, over 9,000 years ago, why are they finding skeletal remains of a Homo sapien in Europe, in Britain, almost over 9,000 years old? So the thing is, this right here, and this is if you believe in millions and billions of years. I don't believe in millions and billions of years. I actually take the Bible. The Bible says that it's about the earth is between 6 to 12,000 years. If you want to even go to 12, I go to 6,000. So my thing is, if the Bible says that the earth is 6,000 years old, then where's this whole billions and millions of years coming from? It's letting you know right now that the oldest Europeans were actually dark melanated people. Now, does that mean that they were uh, us as far as us, our race of people? No, but that means that everybody on the planet Earth at the beginning were dark melanated people, and they weren't all subjected to Africa. Stop letting somebody teach you that the only place that black people were in Africa. We were all over the world. And if you go by the biblical narrative, everything started within Mount Ararat. And where is Mount Ararat located, guys? It's located in Turkey. But he doesn't want us to be in Turkey. He doesn't want us to have descended down into Sumer, to Samaria, and travel all the way into Israel. And then from Israel, we traveled into Africa because Africa is the land of Arsath. Okay. See, Garfield teaches the narrative of these One West camps, which their narrative is completely false. It's flawed. But if we get into actual science, see, I actually study science and I study the Bible. I put them both together, science, history, and the Bible. You have to put it all together to try to make it make sense. Make it all of it links together. It's all the same. But you get up here and you got this guy, and that's another thing. I see Garfield likes to come on here a whole lot. He always talks about what you believe in, but he never shares what he believes in. He keeps that door closed so that he keeps that private so that you can't go and attack what he says. When he comes in and he tells you what you're not, but you don't have the same, he doesn't give us the same respect. That takes respect to care about you, to give you what he believes what his narrative is. But what he can do is tell you that you're wrong, but you can never tell him how he's wrong. You can't look into his life, look into how humans descended, how we came into existence from his perspective, his point of view. See, he keeps himself above you because you can't attack all you're doing is defending. You can't be on the offensive side because he keeps us defending our narrative, but nobody can defend his. Why is that? I mean, nobody can go against his. Why is that? Because he's a big liar and he's a joke. He wants to get up here and tell me I'm wrong when all my information is right there. Google Cheddar Man. It's Cheddar and Man. Go ahead and Google it. It's right there for all to see. It's there and it's scientifically a fact. So
Okay,
go ahead.
we gotta pull that up. More, go ahead. Or you can pull that up. Oh no, he might even be in the crib. More,
Cheddar. So it's actually, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Cheddar, like no, I'm just saying if you can hear me enunciate better. Cheddar, like the cheese, and Man. Go ahead and look him up and see who he is and what is his cause, what is his significance in history and science. Okay? They tell you he was dark skinned. They actually have an image that they depict him to look like. And if you look at him, he has blue eyes and he is dark melanated. Now, Garfield wants to say, you guys weren't there. You guys weren't around. You guys were in Africa around that time. Is that true? Then he wants to talk about Ephraim. Well, if you look on the walls, you can see a image of Ephraim, and they show him with dark skin too. There he is right there. There he is, Cheddar Man. Yep. There we go.
Go ahead, Moore.
So before I go in, I gotta ask Garfield one clarification question.
I'm sorry. You got to look at if you guys put in the Elamites, put in Elam, you will see that they were actually melanated on the walls too. Elam. Which
Yes,
are
Dr. Charles Finch got out of Dr. Charles Finch got a book on some of that. We could pull all of that up. But go ahead. You said Garfield. You wanted to say
one clarification question because she's making a very big claim. So Garfield, are you
go
saying
ahead, Garfield? You hear Moore talking to you.
So Garfield, is your claim that black people were only in Africa, or are you talking about like the West Africans that we descend from, or we're stuck in West Africa like you normally claim?
Dunham, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Were you talking to me? Was he talking to me?
No, I was
not
asking
yet.
Garfield.
He got one question, then he gonna go right to you. Dunamis, you there?
Hey, Moore. You know I'm never gonna acquiesce to a party premise. So this is why I'm laughing the whole time, because she's trying to say that I say that black people is only in Africa, or black people. I mean, if you understand the out of Africa theory, that alone tells you that people migrated, and people before them were dark skinned. Because you're talking about Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens sapiens. You're not even talking about other species of humankind that existed. So when she says black folks was in England or whatever, I don't know if she's trying to say that this predates the black people in the out of Africa theory. I don't know what she's saying. It is just so wrong on every level. So more, no, I'm not saying that. I have not said that.
So would you agree that at one point in time everybody on the planet was dark skinned? Just so we can
of course.
Okay. Cool. So now that we're past that, sis, I got a couple of questions because I'm trying to understand your paradigm and whatnot. But real quick, I'm trying to understand the claim you made about Cheddar Man being the father of Europeans. Walk me through that real quick. Because I don't want to say something you're not saying.
Queen, you muted. He's Moore's talking. It's just Queen and Moore talking right now. I hope she's not talking. She don't know.
Yeah, I'm not coming bearing a gun. I'm
sorry. I was just talking. Can you please? I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought Garfield was just talking. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was trying to have you walk me through your understanding of how Cheddar Man's the like the father of Europeans and whatnot.
You're talking about my understanding of him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, according to, science, Cheddar Man is the oldest descendant that they complete skeletal remains that they have that goes back to their DNA that shows that they originated from people that had melanated dark skin. It says here that ancient DNA from Cheddar Man was discovered in 1903 in Goff's Cave. And so with this, they're letting us know that Cheddar Man is Britain's oldest, almost, like I said, complete skeleton of Homo sapiens, and is currently on display, right? So it's in the National History Museum in London. But go ahead.
Okay, so just to clear something up, I heard you say that the modern Europeans come from him. Is that something you believe or no?
He's in Britain. He's in Europe.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Do you believe that modern Europeans descend from Cheddar Man? Like the whole group of Europeans descend from him? Like he's the father of the whole group of Europeans?
Well, can you be more clear? Because more direct. I take the biblical narrative. This is more secular. And this is what they're saying. This is what's documented. Now, I'm saying what is being said. Do I believe this as my belief? No, but I'm saying this as a scientific.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't believe. No, I believe the biblical narrative. I'm a firm believer of the Bible.
Can you show me what scientists said that he's the father of modern Europeans?
You said what scientists? You said what scientists said it?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
you were saying that because I'm hoping you're not saying this because it sounds like you're saying that he has the oldest European genetics in the sense to where like all modern European genetics descends from him. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Is that what you're saying or no?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
It sounded like you were saying that all modern European genetics descend from him. And I'm trying to understand if that's what you're saying or not.
No, I'm not saying that all modern Europeans. The thing is that there are Europeans that have documented DNA that does trace back to him. I can't account for every single European in the world. I don't have that. Nobody has that information right now. But what we do know is that there were dark melanated people that existed within Europe, within Britain, and there are people here that has DNA that descends from him. If that makes sense.
No,
If that makes sense to you. Nobody has everybody's DNA. I'm sorry. I can't equate to every single European. I can't do that.
Okay, so Covey in the chat is R1B. Do modern R1B people descend from Cheddar Man?
Well, what I can say is that this is my whole point. Is that there are dark melanated people that actually descended in Europe, like the Minoans. Are you familiar with the Minoans?
Yeah.
All right. And what color were they?
They had a range of skin tone.
But can you? Nope. Let's not do that. Let's give the people what they came for. What color were the Minoans?
Oh, she said, let's give them what they came for now.
Again, they had a range of skin tone. If you want to show me that they didn't,
prove it, provide that. Are you ready, Berean? Why don't you Google the Minoans for us right now? Can you do that, Berean?
No, yeah, matter of fact, let Moore pull up his. Where you at, Moore?
I'm not in a good place to pull up some stuff on that.
No, but Berean is.
Let me just get into this.
No, this is very simple and easy. We want people to see what the Minoans look like. Can you please Google the Minoans for us, Berean, for everybody to see?
But I'll try to do that right now. Cheddar Man, Minoan. Give me the spelling on that right there. Let me see.
Minoans.
MYN?
Minoans.
Okay.
And I want people to understand what I'm saying. The Minoans at the beginning, an ancient group of people, right? They were ancient.
Lord, I can't hear where
they ancient Minoans, Minoan. They were an ancient people, and they were of melanated complexion. And then eventually they started to mix out, and that's where we see the people that we see today. But why don't you go ahead and look into the Minoans, since he doesn't want to give us what the people came for.
Okay, no, we got to give them. Let me see.
We got to give them that lookership, Brian.
We got to give them. All right, yeah. All right, we're around here. We can get some. Let me see. Let me go down a little bit. All right, this look like them right here. Stock photo, civilization. All right, well, look at this one here. We're looking for the people, not here. We're looking for the people. All right. What we got here?
Don't show that. Don't show that because that's a range of skin tones, Brian.
Oh no, that's what you said. Okay.
Don't show that one. Go for just the dark skin ones.
Okay. Oh man.
Look at the frescoes. And they're not arranged. What they were doing is if you follow them, right there, click on that, you'll see the frescoes.
This one?
No. Go back up. Keep going right there. Click on that one right there.
Right here?
Yep. Click on that. Click on their. That's their paintings and their murals right there. Click on it. Is that a video?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, go up some more. I'm sorry. Go up some more. You clicked on the wrong one. Go up.
You might want to type black ones.
Oh no, I got to stop. All right, I can freeze it. All right, well, you want?
I'm sorry. Can you go up some more? Can you go up?
I got to go back. You say because I stopped it on the video. Go back.
Yes, go out of the video because we're trying to see the actual frescoes. So why don't you put in Minoan frescoes for us?
Okay, all right. Hold on.
Put in Minoan fresco.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. All right.
And when he's done looking up the frescoes, I'm going to ask the same question from the chat that wasn't answered earlier, sis. Just so we're clear. Oh, he's fine. I can't hear him from there. He's fine on.
Okay, let me see. I think you got it right here. Tell me if we good now. Leo said this is bad. Why you say?
And don't forget, Berean, I want to share my screen. I want to play something.
Yeah, but you can pull this up. Then you can pull this up. They waiting in the
All
t-shirt.
they're showing is videos. They're not even showing here. I will have to share it on my screen. All they're showing is videos.
Oh, you
They're
can't.
not
Oh,
even
if you in the house. Oh, Father God.
They're only showing videos. They're not even showing the frescoes, but that's okay.
No, but you can pull up your screen. It'll make this easier.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I will have to.
Oh, no. Dumas, you do it for her then.
What am I looking up?
Well, they're not showing. They're not. They're only. Google is only showing us. 1 second. Let me look up something real quick.
Okay.
What's your Facebook? I can send it to you, Berean. What's your Facebook? I can send them to you on there.
Or the email bereanteach@gmail.com.
BereanTeach@gmail. You see these images right up there? That's what they look like. This is what they look like. That's them. That's the actual images of the Minoans. And you said Berean Teach. Let's see.
Yeah.
So in scientific terms, would that be darker intermediate skin?
That's for Queen, right? That's not for who you talking
to? Yes, sir. No, that's definitely for Queen.
You hear him, Queen? She might have the phone down trying to type.
Yeah, she's trying to look it up.
Yeah. Well, y'all like y'all are all of y'all. My phone is going this live coming down. My phone going off too much. Too much, guys. Going off too much. This ain't a good look here. Y'all gonna be.
Well, are you familiar with the indigenous people of America? The Mayans. Excuse me, the Mayans.
Are you familiar? That's a good question because they sure. You familiar with them more?
Ask that question one more time, please.
Are you familiar with the indigenous people the indigenous Mayans that were originally here in the Americas?
The indigenous who?
Mayans? The
Yes.
Mayans? Yes. And what color were they originally?
An intermediate color.
But they weren't the people that you see today, are they?
How do you mean? Help me understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is were they whited out is what I'm saying.
They're not white now.
They're not. They were like you said. They were a dark brown color, correct? Are they that color now? Are they that color now? No, they're not.
Yes,
When you see Native Americans, when people see Native Americans, they do not see a dark-skinned people.
Sis, there's Native Americans darker than me.
And where are they? But when you look at the stereotypical Native American.
Brent, I need you to leave this up for an hour just for me, okay?
All right. I knew it had to come. All right.
Just for me, when it's done, leave it up for an hour.
You folk.
I'm sorry.
So
you said BereanTeach@gmail.com, right?
Yes,
Berean Teach. And it says Berean BEREAN.
And yes, TEACH.
At
gmail.com, yes.
All right, while he's speaking, I'm going to work on sending you those images of the Minoans. But meanwhile, you said you asked me a question?
Yeah, so we can all agree, me, you, and Garfield can all agree that at one point in time, the whole world was dark-skinned. Right?
That is correct, yes.
So you were able to agree earlier that the descendants of Cheddar Man are no longer look like Cheddar Man, correct? In modern times.
That's correct.
So I'm trying to understand the relevance because, so let's say Israel is a black person, right? Jacob, Abraham, all of them are black, right? If Cheddar Man's descendants don't look like him, why should we expect Israel's descendants to look like them millennia later?
Well, we actually had laws that prohibited us from mixing. We weren't supposed to mix, and this was against the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. So we actually had reasons as to why we should not mix, and it was against the law. And a lot of people did. A lot of them did mix. And you look at for instance, a huge one is Judah, right? Judah mixed with Canaanites. And guess what? He had offsprings that came from Canaanites, but the Most High corrected that by him being with who? Exactly. So another Shemitic woman. So the thing is, with Tamar, So the thing is, with him and Tamar, that's where the line of Christ continued on. The Most High did not allow his line to continue on with that Canaanite woman. However, did his Canaanite line still exist? He still had a son, right? So what does that mean? It means that the Most High he can correct the DNA. But guess what? Does that take away? Did Judah's son disappear? No, he's still around. But also his other line of the Israelites still appear. Does that make sense? Did I make that clear?
Kind of, but not really. So you're agreeing that Israelites did mix with other people, correct?
Let me say that again. Excuse me. I'll make sure I'm clear this time. All right. So when we look at the Bible, we see that Judah was only to marry Israelite women, right? What ended up happening is he married a Canaanite woman. So with that, his line was supposed to continue on. So we know that Christ killed his Canaanite wife as well as his sons, but he left one son alive. Now, what ended up happening is for his line to continue on, he got with Tamar, who he thought was a prostitute. And Tamar was actually of a Shemitic line. With that Shemitic woman, he was able to continue the line of Christ because we know Christ is descended from the tribe of Judah. Is that correct?
I'm still confused because I'm confused about Rahab being the mother of Boaz. Are you familiar with that genealogy?
No, hold on. Let me make sure we understand that Christ had a son that he had with a Canaanite woman, and he also had a son he had twins
Judah.
that he had with. I'm sorry, Christ. Excuse me. Judah had sons that he had with the Canaanite woman, and then he also had sons that he had with Shemitic, right? I mean, with the Shemitic woman Tamar. That woman, Tamar, those twins ended up being where Christ descended from. However, he still had his Canaanite son around. So his line still existed through the Canaanite line. However, Judah still has a son with the Canaanite woman as well as a son with the Shemitic woman. So those two different lines still coexist to this day. Does that make sense? Did I say that clear? I hope I did.
You said it clear, but now I've got more questions, right?
Yeah, please ask.
So if I remember correctly, you believe the Canaanites are white people, correct? If I got you wrong, go ahead and say I got it wrong. I'm trying
Say it again. I'm sorry. What was that?
If I understood you, if I remember you correctly, you believe Canaanites are white people, like they're the origin of white skin, correct?
I didn't say they were the origin of light skin. I just said that their lines are their.
Oh, okay, got you. No worries. I don't want to misrepresent you. So correct me if I got you wrong on this first part, because I want to make sure I got this part correct. So Judah had a lineage with Shemitic woman, but also had a lineage with a Canaanite woman, and that lineage is still around, correct?
Yes. If you let me get.
No, you're good. That's simply. I
want to make sure I have it together for you because I should know these names by heart, but I don't. Yes. So he had a son with the Canaanite woman, and then he had he had two sons. He had twins, Perez, right? And that's with the Shemitic woman, Tamar. Now, his son actually became with the Canaanite woman. He branched off, and he actually became the house. Hold on, let me look here. Judah's son. Hold on, let me get that for you. And while I'm getting that, you can ask me a question. Let's see. Yes, his name was Shelah. Yes, so his son Shelah became the house of linen workers. Okay, that was his son. So that son with the Canaanite actually became a worker. Right. So there you go. So yeah, but guess what? That line still exists. That line was not killed off. So guess what? Those people can still exist. But guess what? His father was he was an Israelite, but his son was with Canaanites. So what ended up happening is he kept intermarrying with Canaanites, and then eventually, can't you breed out? Is that possible to actually breed out? Is that possible?
Walk me through that. What does that look like?
So let's just say, for instance, with you, You have a wife with a Caucasian woman, right?
Mhm.
Oh, what? You're not black? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with you. Are you black?
I don't identify.
Let
as
me
black.
see how he answered that.
So I don't identify as crayon colors.
Well, what are
I
you?
descend from North and West African people, if that helps you.
I'm sorry, are you Negro?
Not on my paperwork.
And what does your paperwork say?
My paperwork says I'm Moorish.
And what is that? Why
That
the
would be
games? Why
people
the games?
people from North and West Africa. How about that?
North and West Africa, there's
North
many
and West
different
Africa.
people.
North
There-
and West Africa.
Okay, so you're pretty much biracial. Is that what we would say? Are you an
Sure.
Arab? Are you an Arab?
Sure. No, I've been called biracial my whole life.
So you should be very familiar with this then.
I am very familiar.
So let's say if you married another a Caucasian woman, what
Mhm.
would that child be considered?
My son or my daughter.
Well, guys, as you see, he doesn't want to really get to this. He wants to play games. And as you see,
I asked you to explain to me what you mean by breeding out, and you're asking me questions.
we don't follow the same path. We're not following the same thing. For what I'm saying is this. Okay, for those of you out there, if for me, I am an actual black woman. I'm considered to be a Negro. No hands up. I can't put on my documentation anything different. I'm black. Okay. And the thing is, if I got with a white man, my child will be considered to be biracial. And then if my child was to get with another white man, then when does a person actually become white? When does that person stop being a Negro? When does that person stop being black? It happens. Eventually,
So,
you do grade
If I'm
out.
biracial, help me understand. If I'm biracial, when do my children start being white?
You tell me because I don't know what you are.
So if I'm equal parts of two things, right?
Are you white and black? What are you? For me to be able to even try to.
So let me help you understand, because I don't do the whole crayon color thing, because that's so ridiculous in this day and age.
Okay, but that's what we are subjected to. I'm sorry, but this is what we're subjected to in this.
My father's people.
I'm black. I have to be a crayon. I'm sorry. I don't have a descendant. I don't have a location where I come from. I come from black. I don't know where we don't know where we come from. We don't know. Okay. So unfortunately, black people don't have the luxuries that you do. I can't say I come from North Africa. I can't say I come from Southern. I can't say all I know is we could possibly descend from West. That's all I know. But go ahead.
More, if I may, can I play something to maybe we can get a bit of understanding of the framework going on here?
Yeah, let me ask you a quick question first, because
Yeah,
I don't want to get lost.
Yeah. I want you to finish it there. Yeah, I want to get. Go ahead.
I don't want to get lost on this one part here, because like she was talking about the lineage of Canaan and Judah and all them kind of things and whatnot. And I was asking a question about I thought I was confused about the bloodline of a couple of people and whatnot. So we know that David's like great grandmother, right, in the line of Judah, is Rahab the Canaanite. Would you agree or disagree?
No, that's not true. I disagree with that.
Can you help me understand why that's false?
I don't have to get my sources. That way I can be able to explain that. I can't just, off the top of my mind, unfortunately, but that's not true.
Okay, so is Boaz's mother Rahab?
Well, it's all about, people get Rahab all confused and all mixed up, and that's a whole nother world. But yes, Rahab is not who people say she is. So
Is she a Canaanitess or no?
like I said, if you really want to go there, allow me to pull it up. I can go there, but I have to get my notes together. I knew about Judah.
I'm not going to ask you to prove it. I'm just trying to understand your paradigm. I'm not.
I have to be able to provide scriptures to be able to prove it.
Okay. So do you go with the New Testament as well or no? Sis? Hello?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I didn't realize I was on mute. Yes, I was actually pulling that stuff up for you, but you said, do I believe? I believe in the entire Bible. Yes.
Okay. So I won't ask the question.
What is it that you believe in? How about that? Since you asking me questions, I need to ask
Yeah,
you.
I take the entirety of the Bible.
Okay, but you are Moor, right?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
That I descend from Moors.
What does that have to do with the Bible?
It doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being Igbo doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being a Khan doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being Fulani doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. It's just a group of people you could. It's just an ethnic group.
Okay, so you saying you believe in the entire Bible. So you're saying that you're Moor. Do you believe? So who you believe are the? I guess you can say, who do you believe are Black people are within the Bible? Do you believe we come from Ham? I mean, not we, but Black people come from Ham.
I believe some come from Ham, some come from Shem, some come from Japheth.
So do you believe that? Okay, where do Europeans come from?
In the lineage of Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yap Gang has a model to where, like, we long story short, we say that most modern Europeans descend from Japheth.
Okay, so you believe that Europeans descend from Japheth?
Most modern Europeans, yes.
Based off of what?
Based off of a tri-paragroup haplogroup model that we have.
Oh, explain. What's that to do with the Bible?
So we built it off of actually using the Bible, right? Like, so it was we were proving out the table of nations in Genesis 10, right? And so we proved it. We proved everything going back to a 3-node concept, going back to Noah's sons and whatnot, Ham, Shem, and Japheth and whatnot. So when you go back into genetics and whatnot, particularly within mitochondrial DNA, you see a split going back into 3 paragroups and whatnot, right? And so we used that bit right there, built off of that, and put a male side to the model, and built a model for Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
You know, one thing I find very interesting is that when people say that Europeans are Japheth, when there is no mention of, you have to tell me where he's found in the Bible. Where did they even get that Europeans? I mean, where did they? I mean, what did you get out of the Bible that links Europeans to Japheth? Even though we can't even find them in the Bible.
Help me understand the relevance of the question. If you believe everybody was Black, so if Japheth was Black, what does that matter?
No, we're going based off of you. Let's not talk about me. See, everybody always want to put me on the spot. I have to learn you.
You're literally here. So I'm waiting for you to answer like 2 questions from like a half hour ago.
What was the first one? I'm trying to build with you. How am I supposed to answer your question when I don't know anything about you? You got to build with somebody to get an understanding of what they know. So my thing is, you say Europeans are Japheth, and I'm asking you, how do you know that? And you said you have a model. And my thing is well, where's that in the Bible?
So first and foremost, I didn't say all Europeans were Japheth. I said most.
Okay, excuse me. Let me read. Okay. So who,
and I said
based
most.
off the table, based off the table of nations, where did Europeans descend from? Who did they descend from?
So
is it Shem, Ham, or Japheth? Which one descended from? Which one did the Europeans descend from?
So, sis, you're asking me a question about lineage, and I'm still waiting for you to tell me about Rahab.
Please allow me to answer. You asking me questions, I have to look it up. But while you're building with me, I'm trying to understand who you're saying the Europeans are.
I answered that question already.
I'm asking you, where did you find it?
So you asked me another question.
In the Bible. Where did you find Japheth in the Bible?
You asked me another question, right? So in the debate world, this is called gish galloping, where you're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, so you don't have to defend what you're saying.
I'm sorry. Ask that again.
I didn't ask a question. I made a statement. I said in the debate world, this is called gish galloping, where you're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks because you don't want to defend your position.
Well, actually, that's you. My thing is that you said I didn't answer one of your questions. I must have missed that one. And then with this Rahab one, I have to get my notes for that. I don't have them. You
Okay,
can't.
so
Okay.
can I start at my first question you didn't answer then?
Well, yes, please, because I'm trying to get. I can't. I can't have. I'm on my phone. Okay, so
Oh,
it's not easy for me to do this. Okay.
that's why
Give me
nobody asked
if
you
you
to look
guys
anything up.
want me to come back, I can. If I get some time, I can pull it up. But right now, I have to get those notes. I
What
don't
more?
have them in one hand.
So
Because
my initial question was
Right.
this: sis. My
Mhm.
initial
Let's
question
try
was
to
this,
get to that one. Yes.
that got us to this point here, because I never got a direct never got a direct answer on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the direct question was, if Cheddar Man's descendants don't look like Cheddar Man, why do Israel's descendants have to look like them? You were telling me they have to look like them because of laws that they had, but then told me that they were intermixing with people, and then told me that they can't intermix with the people that they intermixed with, and that there's this pure bloodline in Judah, etc., etc., etc. But then I brought to you the fact that the bloodline is not pure. You're like, oh yes, it is. I got to show you. I just got to pull some stuff up.
Well, the thing is that how the bloodline is pure is based off of the fact that there is separation within the bloodline, and then there's correction within the DNA. Okay, so we have correction, and then we have within the bloodline separation. Like I said, the Most High, He separated Judah's line from the Canaanite woman.
So in the New Testament, when it says Rahab is a Canaanite, why is the New Testament incorrect?
Well, we're going to get to this right here. Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Christ?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to say this for a fact, that Jesus did not have Neanderthal or Denisovan DNA. We know that for a fact.
How do
Or
you know that
rhesus
for a fact?
monkey. We know that he didn't have that.
How do you know that?
Okay. How do we know that?
Yeah.
Because his DNA is pure. That's how we know.
How do you know Mary had
Just
no
like the
evidence of DNA?
sub-Saharan Africans, we don't have the Denisovan, we don't have the Neanderthal, and we do not have any form of those corrupted. The rhesus monkey, we don't have that in our DNA. You may have it, but we don't. We don't have the Denisovan, which they say is a form of a subhuman species. We don't have the Neanderthal, which is a subhuman species. And we don't have the rhesus monkey.
Wow, this is getting so interesting.
Jesus was a pure human. Okay. So if you really want to know, if you want to go there, we can go there. We don't have Neanderthal.
I'm still waiting for you to go there on Rahab, sis. Every time you want to go somewhere, you got to go.
Told you, I will have to. I'm sorry, I can't pull everything off the top of my mind. Excuse
Well,
me.
I guess we can't go there, can we? So I'm asking.
We can go there. We can. I'm providing other sources.
Then help me understand.
I'm providing other sources.
Help me understand why the New Testament is incorrect when it says Rahab is a Canaanite.
No worries. Berean will have me back on, and I promise you, we're going to finish this conversation. I'm gonna make it my matter of fact. I'm gonna make it my business. How about tomorrow? What time?
What time works for you?
Let me see. I have are you a messenger? Facebook Messenger? Oh, not you. I'm gonna talk to Berean. I'm gonna talk with Berean, and we're gonna set up a time where he and I can set up where all three of us. So I want all three of us to set up.
All you want to, sis.
I'm sorry?
In that conversation, you can grill me on that model, on my model.
I don't have to do that. What we're going to do is stick solely in the Bible. We're going to talk about Rahab and how she wasn't a Canaanite woman. That's what we're going to talk about. And I hope everybody comes in and tunes in with that, because I'm going to disprove all of that, what you're saying. I have no problem doing that. It's just the problem is I'm on my phone and I don't have access to be able to do it. I can't share my screen.
Hold on, dunamis wisdom. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So now, while she's still here, let's get some understanding, right? So we said what we talked about earlier wasn't addressed. Fair use.
And I've answered over 1,000 questions. I'm sorry I can't have everything.
I didn't mean to say, but there are so many gals I couldn't get away. Wheel about and turn about and do just so. Every time I wheel about, I jump Jim Crow. Give me back my clothes, please. And so it was that a young song and dance man, who was later belovedly known as Daddy Rice, was the first to bring blackface characterization to the American stage.
I want you to know that I'm a ragged but right. Poor black and living like you people ask why. House steak every day for my board. That's more than all you rounders in this town can afford. I'm a mighty good man to have hanging around.
Oh, now I got something else going up. Well, right here, this is weird. She has this image on her flyer with Garfield and Berean. She has this on her flyer with Garfield and Berean. This kind of imagery, right? Got them with white eyes and whatnot. So I just,
who is this talking? Who is
I
this?
just want, sis, you say you understand me. So I said, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Let's just play the Sambo and whatnot. Let's get an understanding. Let's get an understanding of. Let's see what this good sister has to say right here. The spirit of the whole thing of blackface being okay. Let's get an understanding.
I'm sorry.
After making some controversial comments earlier this week on her morning show, Megyn Kelly's career at NBC News is in limbo.
There was a controversy on The Real Housewives of New York with Luann, as she dressed as Diana Ross, and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. And I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween.
She appeared to be offering.
We got a good Caucasian sister saying ain't nothing wrong with little blackface, right? Ain't nothing wrong with little blackface. So when
she's your sister. She's your sister. We don't even know who you are. You don't even have an image of yourself. Nobody knows who you are, and really relevant.
Everybody in here knows Dunamis. He's been around a long time.
I'm understanding the spirit that she's.
Who is this guy, Berean? Who is this guy, and what's his significance, and what's his value to your channel? If you don't mind me asking.
That's my
I'm here to make
co-host.
sure that queens like you. I'll make sure that queens like you and people, we have a fair balance. Because you have a flyer with Berean as a Sambo and whatnot, white face, but then we have the colors changed for Christ as white, but it's okay to desecrate black men. I'm just trying to send the spirit that you're working with, right? We got Megyn Kelly, good white sister. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Who cares? It's a joke. Let's see what Claude Anderson got to say about this.
Manumission policy is in effect, moving along at the same time.
Hold on, Dunamis. You know what's crazy? Hold on, Dunamis. I don't care if she put me on a flyer. She does prove by talking she has no sense about science. She don't know what she's talking about. She was wrong on everything. And I don't care about none of that, what she said. All I really cared about is her putting Berean on a flyer. Berean is our elder. You could do that with Garfield. But you can't do that with Berean. It has to do with respect. Oh, it's only a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's about respect. And then you're gonna come on in the chat, and then you're gonna come on his panel. You should have been like, you know what, Berean, I'm gonna remove your face. You can mock me. I don't care. I don't take it personal. But there's a borderline. I wouldn't do that to Berean as a joke. I wouldn't do that to Ruddy Brew. I wouldn't do that to anybody who I rock with. But at the end of the day, it shows you who she is. Oh, it's only a joke. No, but what about the people who watch Berean, and Berean is providing a platform for any sides, all sides. It has to do with respect. You'll never see Garfield do a video about Berean and say, oh, haha, he believe in this, haha, and mock him. I would never do that because I respect Berean and what he brings to the table. And it's out of respect. He's also my elder. You don't do that. But as far as her, oh, let me make a mockery of Garfield and just throw Berean's face on it too. You can mock me all day. I don't care. It's stupid. And it's disrespectful.
Did you respect that man when you recorded him?
Violation.
Your conversation. You may want to look after him. Did you respect people's conversation? Did you respect Sarnetter when you recorded his conversation?
I would have been thrown her off the panel. You're a better man than me, Berean. I got
Berean,
you are.
Did I offend you, Berean?
And blocked her.
Hold on. Did I offend you, Berean?
Thank you, Dunamis. Thank you, Dunamis.
Okay. Did I offend you, Berean?
It's not about offending. It's about respect.
Hold on. I'm trying to talk to him. I'm trying to show him some respect, decency. Did I offend you, Berean?
You should have never put him on the flyer. That's how you should have
I
showed
didn't
it.
know that your name was Berean. Elder Berean, did I offend you?
Why are you putting this picture on the flyer? For what?
I
What's
didn't
the
know
joke?
that was. Why did you record? Why did
What's
you
the
record
joke?
Tornado's
What's the
conversation?
joke, though? What's
Why
the
did
joke?
you record you
What's
and
the
Tornado?
joke?
Then you weren't you guys supposed to be buddy pal friends?
We weren't friends at the time, and that's between me and Son.
No, but you better watch him, Berean. You better watch your phone conversations with this guy because he'll record you. He'll record you.
Yeah, all right.
You better be quiet when you talk to me. You better bow to the queen when you talk to
We're talking
me.
about Berean right
I
now.
know, but I'm talking about Sonetta right now when you record.
What does Sonetta have to do with this?
You're showing
It shows your character.
I'm showing yours.
Israelite, man. You fake.
What about yours?
Information fake and you fake. How about that?
You're fake. You recorded
You're
your
fake.
friend.
You're the one that's fake. So what if so what? She told me to record her. What's the point? She told me to record.
He told you to record, and that's why you
Yes.
guys are good friends now.
Yes,
That's why
she
you're
told
good
me to
friends.
record the conversation.
Oh,
What's
okay.
the
She
point?
told you.
It's on the tape.
All right. Well,
What does that have to do with Berean? You're trying to deflect, just like when Moore was
No,
asking
I'm
you
not.
questions. You
That's
try to
what you're
deflect.
doing.
Oh,
I'm
what do you
not.
believe more?
I'm
More believes
asking
more than
Berean.
you. But
Thank
you
you,
just
Garfield.
don't like to
Thank
be
you.
challenged with your foolishness.
You
Talk
record
about
people
how
without
all
their
Europeans
consent.
come
Did
from
you get
Cheddar,
the
man.
consent?
And then
Did
when
you get
Moore
the
asks
consent?
you switched up. All
No,
Moore,
I
when you
didn't.
talking to me, all the white people come from the Cheddar, man. But the
Okay.
minute Moore put you on the hot spot,
I
you
did
don't know
say
what you're
it.
talking about.
I did say it. I did say that all Europeans come
Crazy,
from it.
man.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes, I did. Yes,
Crazy
I
out here.
did. I did say it.
Crazy.
What's your point?
And now you switch it again. You
No.
just go more now. Oh, what?
No,
You
I
gotta
can't
get
prove
your nose.
it. No, what I
Now
said
you
is
gotta
I
get your
can't
nose.
prove it. I can't prove it. Nobody can, is what I was
You
saying.
can literally prove that to be false, sis. It's not
Okay,
hard.
well, you know what? There is truth to that. But you know what? Let me do something really quick. Berean, did I offend you?
Okay. Now getting back to it, because this is what happened.
No, because I want to talk to you guys. Want to bring up stuff about me and Berean, so I want to talk to Berean about
I'm
this.
a co-host. Chill.
Oh, I need to chill. Did you hear what Garfield was just going in on me?
Sis.
Yes, sir. Yes. What's going on?
It's okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just. Did you hear Garfield? Did you hear Garfield though? Is he okay? Maybe we need to ask him.
I'm trying to make sure you're okay. Do you have to come back tomorrow and then when you get your mind right, you can answer some of the stuff, or you good? I just want to go.
Well, I'm doing just fine. I just wanted to make sure Berean and I were on good. I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking.
For this people in diaspora, but your channel's supposed to deal with people in diaspora. So it's interesting.
You said what now?
Your channel's supposed to deal with people in diaspora, but you're okay with using that kind of imagery for people in diaspora. And this goes back.
It's not your. That's why I'm asking Berean. Does he have an issue with it? Because if it's not your cup of tea, then that means you shouldn't watch it for you. But if I offended Berean, I'm here to let him know that I will take him down.
Since you talk about white images.
I meant no disrespect. I thought it was funny. I meant no disrespect, and I was willing to apologize. Berean, I do apologize, and if you were offended, I meant no harm. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. So now what? Do I sound rude? Am I?
Well, let's get back to it. And before we get there, this goes into some of the people who speak to people like we talked about earlier. People who speak to people's motivations, their feelings, and all that kind of stuff, and not necessarily addressing the argument at hand, right? Who have this psychic power to speak to certain things and not really deal with the argument. To where they're quick to call people coons, house Negroes, put up Sambos, right? All kinds of stuff. So let me just play this, right? Fair use. Let's get a better understanding of the history.
A lady named Harriet Beach Stover wanted to write about it. So she then wrote about the whole thing. She interviewed a guy whose name was Henderson, what you all know as Uncle Tom. He then told about the story. She wrote a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin. But in that book, contrary to what most people think, Uncle Tom was not the bad guy. The bad guy was Sambo. And so I'm asking you all as my brothers and sisters, please in the future, don't call a black guy who you know is worthless and trifling. Don't call him an Uncle Tom. That's complimenting him. Call him his real name, what he's entitled to, and that's a Sambo. Any black person, any black person sells his own people out and will do them in, he is a Sambo. Now, what is a Sambo again? Going back to Meritorious Manumission 1710, the whole conditioning process, the whole brainwashing system, the whole social engineering system says that you must teach black people to see the world through the eyes of whites. You must see everything through their eyes. You must
see everything through the eyes of whites. What is she now? Since you're okay to take down the flyer, right? Someone asked a question. We take down the flyer like that. Vocab take down his joke. Will you take the flyer down?
I just said that. I said I apologize to Berean. I didn't mean any offense. I thought it was a joke. And I mean, I haven't spoke to him yet, but when I do get to speak with him, I'm gonna let him know that I apologize. I thought it was a joke, and I will be taking him down. And I didn't know he was offended. I don't know if he's offended or not, but if he is, I'm gonna tell him that I do apologize and that I will be taking him down as soon as possible.
So what about the other two black men on there? They're Sambos as well. Garfield's a Sambo.
No, I'm gonna take him down and I'm gonna put you on there.
Okay, now let's see. Let me get back to the mindset that we have going on right here, right? Main mission law.
Accept their values, their superiority, whatever they think and feel, and that way we got you contained. And that's why when you see somebody like Colin Powell, somebody running for office, they say, well, you can run for office if you see the things the way we want to see them. If you want to be conservative, you can run for office. If you want to place a lot of importance on abortion, you can run for office. If you want to talk about being anti-taxes, you can run for office, which means if you see things the way we see them as a black person, you're safe. You're acceptable. And if you don't want to do that way, then become an athlete or an entertainer. So therefore, you identify the rest of those blacks in the country. You stay away from them. They're bad. And you start going on, you try to go get a penny out of an athlete and entertainer, do something for the black community. They're going to do it. Their advisors won't let them do it. The agents won't do it. Their promotion people won't let them do it. They're going to identify with your community because, again, they have now already died and gone to heaven. Okay, so when Harriet Beecher Stowe put out her book, what she tried to tell black folk is that Uncle Tom was not a bad guy. See, Uncle Tom, you read that book, and most blacks, 90% of blacks never read it. They always call another black, he's an Uncle Tom, he's an Uncle Tom. He's not an Uncle Tom. You read the book Uncle Tom was a guy who would not beat black women. Uncle Tom, that book, was a guy who would not beat other blacks to make them pick more cotton. Uncle Tom was a guy who would come in at night and take cotton out of his own bag and put it in other black folks' bags so they wouldn't get whippings at night. Uncle Tom was a guy who would not tell where black folk were hiding when they went across the river and they broke free as slaves. But Simon Legree, the white slave master, had a black that followed him around named Sambo, who always says, you show me, give me the right, I'll show you how to trees the coons. I'll show you where they hides. And see, that's the guy. See, his role responsibility was going back to Meritorious Manumission. I told you about what you got to protect white folks' property and protect their wealth. He says, I will protect it and find it for you. And that's why you read in the movies and books that came out after Uncle Tom, you always had a black guy, a black slave, was running down the road saying, Master, master, here comes the army. Let's hide our silver and gold. And you all said, our? How did it get to be our? He always want to say something that doesn't even belong to him. And that showed up all through history. And today you got the same kind of personality doing it. And now he's not saying let's hide our silver and gold. He's called himself a conservative. I'm also against affirmative action for black folk. I'm against quotas. I'm against preferential treatment. Even had one running around talking about he want to pass a law to stop black folk from discriminating against whites. You still got that kind of personality that always wants to protect something, protect the strong. You always got that kind of Sambo personality. And nowadays, the best way to get rich is to say, I'm gonna practice that masters, gold and silver, and I'm gonna be against them black folk. I guarantee I can get you a radio talk show. I can get you a television show. I can even get you an appointment to the Supreme Court. Okay? You tell me how many black folk you want to sell out, and I guarantee I'll show you how to make money. Because you see, every ethnic group, every religious group, every racial group, every political group has always made money off of black folk. Okay?
妈妈，我怕你不同意。我怎么会不同意呢？年轻的时候是中国援非医疗队救了妈妈的命，现在。
We always talk about DNA, right? We're talking about pure blood and whatnot. Until we, maybe, a new spirit, 2024 at the end, we need to see some people's DNA to make sure that they're pure. They don't have no Europeans in them, right? Maybe that's the case. Maybe some folks that talk about want to regulate themselves to Crayola colors, to the white system, to race and that kind of stuff. It's fine. Fair use.
在中国的孩子们来到非洲，为我们修铁路，还把我的小卡瑞培养得这么出色。我爱中国人，我爱中国。
阿姨好，
哦，老师送给你水果，
谢谢阿姨。
老师啊，卡瑞在家里天天夸奖你。
It's okay, let's continue stereotypes from white folks, how Asians see, that's fine. But let's go back to the topic at hand. Bastard shall not enter into the assembly, and then get back to the topic at hand. That's cool. It's just interesting. A stereotype, I remember there's the ignorant Negro to where they'll have the Negro kind of come around as a comedic relief to where I don't know nothing and all that kind of stuff. And that's something on this channel that we're trying to fight against for black folks to look and appear ignorant in other spaces, especially in our own spaces with one another, to uplift the conscience of the community. But if we're talking about, I'm not a DNA expert, but from what I'm hearing, and even seen other Israelites saying this is sad, this is madness, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Queen said she was going to come through tomorrow with a PowerPoint presentation and whatnot. So we'll see. We're going to see.
Yeah, about that. I highly doubt she's coming back, fam. But
why? Why you say that, more?
Because I heard the tone in the voice, fam. Like I hear it when people run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hear it when I'm running and I'm not coming back.
I have no reason to run. What am I running from? You guys haven't said anything to make me feel like I need to run. I need Berean to know if I need to know if I offended him. First of all, I want to make sure he knows that I meant no harm. I thought it was funny, and I'm gonna make sure I take him down right away. And I'd like to get your image so I can put you on there. And now the thing about that video you just displayed, the guy didn't say anything. He said that coons actually do exist. He didn't say that they didn't. He said they do. And the thing is, it's not like he acted like they didn't exist. You just played a video where he actually said that they do.
Yeah, no, so deny about the existence. You have Berean up there. Garfield does stuff to where economic empowerment has people on his channel come through, talk about stock market and business and whatnot. Right? But I don't know
what Garfield does, and that's not my thing.
Yeah, but and what you're saying, the Sambo with white eyes. No, she's driving. You're going through a bad area.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm in the car now. Um, it's just a joke. Everything's fun and games. I'm not taking any of this personally. You guys shouldn't take it either. Okay, it's just fun and games. Now with Garfield, he targets the Black Hebrew Israelites, so I'm targeting him. I'm getting ready to target him, and I'm getting ready to display and showcase how he gets up here and he tells everybody how they're wrong, but he doesn't tell everybody how he's right. All he does is tell you that you're wrong. Nobody knows anything about what this guy teaches, what he believes, anything. He doesn't share that information with anybody. He keeps that information to himself. So my thing is I'm calling that out. I'm calling him out about that. I brought up Cheddar Man only because he's bringing out the out of Africa theory. He's the one that's bringing out the out of Africa theory, which means causes me to bring out more information regarding melanated people being around the world.
Yes, sis, and thank you. With the joke, you're showing us that you're okay to stoop down to what we've heard from Israelites, the white man's tactics, to paint Negro images with whiteness, to have them with Sambo eyes, to make this argument, this claim with an image, but not express how you saw Berean, Garfield as that, but it's a joke. Okay. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis.
Well, dude, you sound bitter and sad. You sound like your feelings are hurt. And I'm gonna do what I do. Okay.
No, I'm just understanding the inconsistency and the nonsense that you're trying to lift up the people, but you're gonna tear them down. You're talking about FBA, but there were Israelites on all Israelites on those slave ships and went to the Caribbean. So it's just a weird concept. It seems like you're okay to tear down who.
Hold on. She's saying that everybody on the slave ship was an Israelite.
That's what I believe so. Because the whole thing was she's saying that with Garfield, Berean, people Caribbean, people who are Caribbean, tearing down the Israelite movement, it's against FBAs and whatnot. But then her channel is about the diaspora, and my understanding is, believing the Bible, all Judah was scattered. So it has to be all Judah on those slave ships. Correct me if I'm wrong, sis.
Well, the thing is allow me to give you guys my background. Nobody really knows it, apparently. The way you're speaking, you guys don't know my background. I said that the Israelites were people on their slave ship. Now, as far as Shemites, now that's another story. They're African American as well. Not every Black person is an Israelite, but that doesn't mean that they're not a Shemite. How about that? Does that open the doors for you?
Godson, what's good with you? They done burnt my jack. Boy, my jack been going off. I told you I had to run downstairs that I just want to see what's going on with these shirts and this other stuff. What, Godson, what did I miss? Bruce calling my phone, people texting my phone. What happened now? Dunamis, what happened? Godson said, y'all are whole men trying to gang up on a sister. What did they do to you, sis, when I was gone?
Oh, they weren't ganging up. I handled them just fine. I can handle my own.
Right back there. She can handle
but hold on, Berean. What they want to bring up though is the fact that I want to ask you a question. Did I offend you with that? With my thumbnail there?
Of course, that's offensive. That's why they sent it me, so I wouldn't bring you on it. Yeah, that's offensive. You know that's offensive.
All right. So what I want to do is I want to apologize to you about that. I thought it was just fun and games, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I take you down right away. Now, I want to put this other guy up there though.
No, that's my coach. That's my man. Dunamis. She got really familiar. Y'all got to forgive her. Dunamis, that's my man right there. He's been around a lot. Dunamis been around a long time. But I appreciate you apologizing and everything. I gotta respect that. But I'm trying to go get these orders right with the people that I think I got. I'm trying to size everybody up so I won't have to call them. I think I got everybody's size laid out. I'm trying to get these shirts and stuff ready for this meet and greet. Y'all hit me at bereanteacher@gmail.com if y'all showing up. I want to make sure I got enough of everything for my guests, for the people that's coming. All of this is the Lord that opened up some doors. Everybody gonna get blessed. We're trying to work that out. We might try to even get that oxtail. I don't know why Israel to send even one oxtail, but I got to call Little Country and them. I want to make sure I got their shirts right. Big Country, Little Country. I think they about the same size. All right, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
Hey, Bree, can you pull up Red Letter's comment?
I'm listening. I'm putting the headphones on.
Yeah, can you pull up Red Letter's comment?
Red Letter?
Yeah, his last comment.
Okay.
Basically, what Doobie's saying is that you're being hypocritical. You talk about the diaspora, but now you have people in the Caribbean who are descendants of slaves, and you have white eyes and that kind of stuff. But you say you're going to take it's fine.
You say I talk about the ones, hold on now, what did you say? You said I talk about the ones that be explorer.
Your channel's about the African diaspora, that's what you said, correct?
Well, the white eyes, it's just hold on. The white eyes are it's the perspective and their worldview, how they see. And this whole thing about Christianity, hold on, it's a European construct. When you look at how, white people, the Table of Nations, for instance, they say that black people are Ham. And the thing is that when you look at the Bible, when you actually look at the Bible, biblically speaking, there is no way that black people can be Ham and and they're not Ham. When you look at Ham today, when you look at the Israelites today, when you look at the biblical, the law, statutes, and commandments, when you look at all that, the history, it all aligns and it equates with black people. It equates with us as the descendants of slaves. It equates with us more than it does with any other people. Now, when he mentioned Japheth, there is nothing in the Bible about Japheth. Nothing. So people can just automatically say Japheth is European based off of what? There is nothing there. Now, if you want to go into the book of Jubilees, you want to go into these other texts, the only thing they say is that Japheth is cold and Ham is hot. Well, there's a lot of places that are hot. It gets hot everywhere else. So I don't know this whole thing about people. This is a European construct. They have no basis based off of what? Africa's hot and the North is cold or whatever you want to say. How does that mean that the Europeans are Japheth? And I'm asking that question because I really want somebody to tell me.
So you misrepresented my position, sis. So you asked me how I got to
you all been doing this to me all night. All day today. I get it though. I got you though. So, I share your remorse. I share your pain.
Oh, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. I really do. So what we did is what you attempted to do and failed at miserably. So you try to use Cheddar Man as like an oldest model for Europeans and whatnot, right? And failed miserably in doing so. What we did in our model was no one said that we used the Bible to prove that Europeans are Japheth. We went the other way around, right? Like what I told you is that we used the tri-paragroup model that was based off of a mitochondrial model of mankind going back into three paragroups and whatnot, right? And so we went from there out into finding out who was who. So we went and found the oldest remains, Africa, Europe, Asia, etc., and went from that route. In Asia, they were like, we anyway. That's enough on that one, right? But what you try to do is try to use that same concept and apply it to Cheddar Man being the father of Europeans. You said, when I tried to check you, and he said, no, I wasn't saying that. But just now with Garfield, you said that's exactly what you're saying. And so that's not even possible. Because I asked you what his haplogroup was. You gave me his mitochondrial. You gave me his mother's lineage, haplogroup U. His paternal side is haplogroup I. Most modern Europeans do not descend from haplogroup I. That is verifiable. Verifiable. I asked you about my man Covey in the chat because he's haplogroup R1b. Yes, they go back. We would say in our model that they're all that the R1b I it's all Japheth in our model, right? However, I comes from IJK splitting off into IJ and then going into I and whatnot, right? K splits off from IJK, completely separate from IJ, completely separate. And from that lineage of K, we get R1B, etc. The majority of modern Europeans and whatnot, right? So what Garfield was saying about your understanding on the science was correct. You're a bit in over your head or whatnot, right? Respectfully, you're in a bit in over your head. You did say something that was interesting, though, that I would love to hear you walk out. Because we actually said something very similar. You said not all people on the slave ships were Israelites, but you said they were Shemites. In our model, we don't say that they were all Shemites, right? In our model, DE is Shem, and subclades there are also, right? So 70% of roughly 70% of African Americans are haplogroup E, or a subclade of haplogroup E. Like Garfield's E1B1A, I'm E1A, etc. Right? You go back far enough, we share paternal lineage under the EM96, etc. Right? So we would say that potentially 70% of African American males and people in the diaspora are Shem. How do you get to the concept? I just walked you through our paradigm in short form.
Well, you have said a lot, and I just want to make sure that people understand where I'm coming from. Okay, when I bring up Cheddar Man was there to showcase that there was melanated people outside of Africa 9,000 years ago, based off of the skeletal remains that they found with DNA. Now, the thing is you're mentioning things about DNA and haplogroups and all this. When you say that, oh, you said this wrong. First of all, DNA is so complicated that no one truly understands fully anything about DNA, especially when it regards to haplogroups, okay? But the thing is, my whole premise, let's make sure you understand what my premise was to showcase that Black people or melanated people existed outside of Africa. This whole African theory is flawed and it's false, and Garfield keeps going back to that. Now, the main thing I need to talk about is how you brought up Japhet. You said that you don't use the Bible to come up with it. Well, then that means you don't believe in it. Because you have to use it. That should be your number one. That's the pinnacle. After that, everything branches off from that. You can't just put in what you want to and take out what you don't. You have to utilize what's provided there. And what it says there is that there is no mention of Japhet at all. And that's not up to you to bring up any mitochondria, to bring up any haplogroups, to bring up anything, because it's not there. You're making things up now. I can't just go in and just take, like you said about Cheddar Man, you like, oh, with this and that. I can't add to what you have there, and I can't take it away based off of your source. You're utilizing your source, but the source is the Bible. You can't take away from the Bible. If you really truly believe and you believe in the biblical narrative, then you have to stand with what the Bible has. And what the Bible has is absolutely nothing about who Japhet is. What people say Japhet is that Japhet comes from a place that's cold and Ham comes from a place that's hot. And guess what? That's not in the Bible. That scripture, this whole Japhet is hot and Ham is cold. Japhet is cold and Ham is hot. It's not found in the Bible. It's found in the book of Japhet. The book of Jubilees, excuse me. It's found in the book of Jubilees. That's where you find that. But a lot of you don't even know that's where that's found. And like I said, if you want to talk about cold weather, well, a lot of things have changed over time. We don't know what was cold, what was snow 5,000 years ago. We don't know what had snow and what didn't. If you look at Africa, a lot of them are saying Northern Africa was not always desert. It was not always a desert. And if you keep going, some people would tell you that Atlantis was actually found in the eye of Africa. If you really want to go there, there's many different types of opinions that are out there with valuable sources. But you can't come to me and say, oh, well, you're saying all this about Europeans. No. What I'm saying is Garfield keeps saying that African-American people only come from Africa. Black people only come from Negroes. People with melanated dark skin are only in Africa. That's not true, and I utilize Cheddar Man as my source. Now, if you want to get more involved as to where your people descend from, then that's okay. That's your people. That's your ancestry. I believe that you should know a little bit more about it. But then you talk to me about on the ships, about coming over here on the slave ships. The people that came over here 400 years ago, they were a part of the slave trade, were all descendants of, was all from Africa. And we're going to say that they were the true Israelites, because based off of the book of Deuteronomy and based off the Bible, it says that we would be under 400 years. The Amorites would cause 400 years of destruction to the Israelites. 400 years of affliction. And if you look into who the Amorites are Canaanites. The Amorites are Canaanites, who were the Caucasians. It all lines up and it all makes sense. Biblically, historically, and scientifically, because the Amorites were the Babylonians, and the Bible speaks of the Babylonians, and the Amorites historically were the Babylonians. We can prove that with Hammurabi. Are you familiar with King Hammurabi?
Yes.
And Hammurabi was a king of who? He was a king of Babylon, which was a historically documented place. And he was an Amorite, right? Yes. All this.
Yeah, what she was saying about the Amorites with the 400 years?
Yes, there's in the Bible. It says Amorites were called.
Oh, Genesis.
400 years in Genesis.
Okay, keep going.
And you know that the Bible talks about Babylon. The Amorites were Babylonians. This is historically documented. You can all take your time and review what I'm saying. I don't just get up here and say stuff, because guess what? People are going to review it. I have to watch my mouth. So listen to what I'm saying to you. The Bible talks about Babylon. It talks about affliction of the Amorite Canaanites. But the king Hammurabi was a real king. And he had the code of Hammurabi, which is where they get their laws from. They actually tell you these laws that we have here in America actually came from Hammurabi. If those of you that know who Hammurabi is, and Hammurabi was an actual king, was an actual Amorite, and the Babylonians were actual Amorites. They were actually Canaanites. So all of this I'm saying to you, and he's probably not familiar with it himself, and he needs to go educate himself on that too. The thing is this. I brought up let me summarize my whole thesis, my whole summary, right? I brought up the Cheddar Man to showcase that the out of Africa theory is flawed, and Garfield needs to stop saying it. They're showcasing that a lot of Europeans in this country are descended from Cheddar Men who had melanated skin. So these Caucasians that are walking around, who people are saying are white, actually have had an ancestor that goes back with melanated dark skin. I'm also showcasing how you can be whited out, how you don't no longer have to be the people that you were originally. The people were originally melanated, and now they're white. This showcases how you can change. Now he says, okay, if that's the fact, if that's true, then how you know that the Israelites are still are not white? Well, guess what? That is true. There probably are some people out there that breeded themselves and bred themselves out. But that doesn't mean that the true people are not still here. The true people are not following the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments that tells us we can't mix. We're supposed to keep ourselves within each other. And I showcased that with Judah and what happened with Judah's line, how he was with the Canaanite woman, and guess what happened? The Most High pushed aside that child, and then he killed all his children but one. And then he got with another woman, Tamar, who was a Shemitic woman, and that's the line that went to Christ. That's the line that Christ came through. He didn't come through the Canaanite woman. So the Most High clearly isn't playing about that. He's serious about that. And guess what? I mentioned to him about the DNA. And you can find those people who are from Western Africa do not have the subhuman species DNA within their genetics. They do not have the Neanderthal, the Denisovan, nor do they have the rhesus monkey. Okay? And we know that Christ does not have that, never had that, will never have that. And then let's just say, for instance, if the Most High wants to flood and destroy the whole earth, he can restart Earth with the people that are within West Africa because their DNA is the purest. And that's what I have to say.
So I want everybody to pay attention right off here. Like, this is why I came in and I got a clarification question off of Garfield. This is why I asked him, are you saying that you don't believe that everybody was once dark skinned? He says, no. I was like, are you saying what you typically say is like, you know what I'm saying? That we're stuck in West Africa, right? This is what the sister's talking about, right? And I agree with her. Like, me and her agree. Me and Garfield fight on this all day. We're not isolated to just West Africa, right? In terms of being West Africa, like the haplogroups, the people we descend from in the diaspora, right? Not just limited to West Africa, right? No issue with that, right? However, you're straw man. This is what Garfield does to everybody. This is what you're mad at. You're straw man and Garfield, and you're mad at him for straw manning people. You can't do that to him. He's not saying that there wasn't a time period when everybody wasn't dark skinned, right? And this is why he was laughing at what you were saying and why he pulled you up on what you were saying about Cheddar Man and whatnot, right? So let me go through some stuff because I know if I don't say something.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on a second more. I see Bruce them. I know they be coming in from work. Not calling in from at work. Go ahead, Bruce. I want a couple of people to get to touch that microphone. I don't know how much time Dunamis got, but Bruce, you wanted to say something?